Hey guys, so there's quite a bit of mess actually in the workshop at the moment, which is a good sign of course because it means that I'm getting on with some projects. So I thought I'd start off with a bit of a confession, I suppose, or somewhat of an apology. Now I've actually come over to the table saw once again, and here I have raised the blade to its full height. And now you can actually see the access to the arbor nut is much better now, of course. I don't know what it was, whether, I don't know, because I've raised the blade a number of times to get at the riving knife, to do all that kind of thing, but for some reason I was convinced that the dust chute here was, I don't know, in some way sort of connected to it, because it certainly was in my old saw. The dust chute was connected to the blade, so if you raise the blade, the dust chute comes with it. So I don't know what happened there. A bit embarrassing, if I'm honest. So needless to say, after that I felt a bit of an idiot, but I do actually want to just thank you guys for making me check, I suppose. I don't know quite how it came about that I didn't check about raising the blade or something. It must have been a lack of sleep or something, I suppose, but of course that was a bit ridiculous. Now moving on, I thought I'd quickly talk about my project which I did last Friday. Most of you guys got the point of that video, and some guys did just sort of say that it would be a much easier project to do on the scroll saw. Now of course it would be a much easier project to do on the scroll saw. You spend a lot less time doing it, but of course, as most of you guys knew, that I was just really trying to demonstrate the process of inside out turning in the simplest possible way that I could, and I think that did do it quite well. And although it's certainly not the most interesting demonstration of inside out turning, it was kind of appropriate for getting close to Valentine's Day now, and if you guys did want to make something for Valentine's Day, there is just a little idea. Now if you were making it for Valentine's Day, I suppose just do it on the scroll saw. So I thought I'd quickly mention the next coming project this Friday is this drill press table. If you've watched any of my videos, you'll know that I've never actually got round to building a drill press table, so I've wanted to do that for quite a while, and here it is. I'm not going to give you a too closer look at it because you'll just have to wait for Friday to see how I made it. It is really quite a simple design, I suppose, and there will also be plans available for that in the form of a Google SketchUp model. Right, now another story which I thought I'd briefly tell you. Now this is actually a look at a kind of half look, I suppose, at another upcoming project. This will be in a couple of weeks time, but what I did want to actually show you was the fact that I am missing a jaw chuck. There we go. I'm working with 3 out of 4 jaws at the moment, and I don't know, must have spent an hour or so the other day looking for the 4th jaw to my chuck. I don't know exactly what happened to it. What I can only deduce is that it sort of got knocked onto the floor at some point or something like that, scooped up and chucked into the bin or something stupid like that. Anyway, if I was to try and buy another jaw, I would have to buy a set of 4, and that's going to be about £35–40 for this particular chuck. So I'm not best pleased, and at the moment I'm not doing the safest thing, but I am just trying to make it work with the 3 out of the 4 jaws. Right, so now I've actually turned off the 2 new lights which I fitted recently, and I just wired those to an ordinary plug so I can just plug those straight in rather than messing around with the house wiring. Now these have been really very useful in sort of the recent few videos. You can just see how dark it is in here with just the straightforward, the single fluorescent light in here, which was what I was working with to begin with. Now of course I did have the soft boxes fitted, but they can't really fill the light as well as actually having 2 new sort of double These, I think they're T8s actually, light, sort of fluorescent light battens. So they've been really quite useful. Now, of course, I can crank up the ISO on the camera, and that does vastly improve the lighting, but it's still not quite the same as if I was to go and turn. If I go and turn them on now, this is the setting which I use to do most of my filming. So there we go, with the lights now on, you can see the dramatic improvement in the lighting and everything in here. It really just does feel, it's a very natural light, and again with the softboxes also used, I can get some really good lighting and clear shots now with the new camera and with all the lighting that's now in here. So I'm pretty pleased with that. So in other news, I actually have a university visit on this coming Wednesday, so hopefully that goes alright. I'm visiting Brunel, where I've got an interview for a product design course, which should be fairly interesting, so wish me luck for that one. Right, so I suppose that's about it for this video blog. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.